have designed what we think the climate curriculum win looks like and how we keep climate change in the geography curriculum specifically. We've gone for the lukewarm, meek response, okay, but not the best, not the most ambitious, to the piping hot, most ambitious win that we could have. Over to you, Charlie.
Okay, so our lukewarm partial win, let's say, is to keep climate change, which is still going to be mentioned in the chemistry curriculum, but to keep it specifically in the geography curriculum.
The next sort of win level up would be for human and the physical perspective to be kept in geography and chemistry, so the effects, but still sort of minimal wording.
Can I just add why we think that's important? Just because it's important to teach obviously the physical and scientific processes of climate change, but also to integrate with that with the human side of it, whether that be the politics of why climate change has happened and what it's caused by, or whether it be the impacts and how we best respond to those impacts.
So the next level up would be a full paragraph in the geography curriculum on what to teach and why it's important. I guess that would be making a lot of what Fran said more explicit, talking more explicitly about the justice aspects, maybe the gender justice aspects and international aspects, intergenerational justice specifically perhaps. But we were thinking that this might imply a slightly different approach to the curriculum, a slightly more holistic approach to how things are prescribed in the curriculum. So we're not sure whether that would be possible, whether that would be in line with the current ideas.
And then moving on from that, in line with this idea of a more holistic approach, this was a more holistic approach to the teaching of climate change, or what aspects of climate change should be taught. Then the next level up, we suggested a more holistic approach to the curriculum, so that climate change and sustainability would be taught throughout the curriculum. So in what we've written in geography, science, citizenship, philosophy, and politics, rather than just in geography.
Because at the moment, sustainability issues are specifically in the overall objectives of the national curriculum, and that's being removed, and that's what's inspired a lot of the extracurricular work on climate change. And so having that as an overall thing that leads to curriculum integration and maintaining that and making sure that doesn't go either as a whole concept would be a really good thing.
Just to add to that as well, it's also with the fact that we've got quite an effective means of incorporating climate change into the curriculum. Now also begs the question as to why reinvent the wheel. It's quite good how we have it. Yes, there's room for improvement, but why expend all this money on changing it? We like it as it is, and we would like to build on that and make it more ambitious.
And the next level up was looking at student involvement and leading on climate change, environmental issues, so perhaps via school councils or committees, allowing that all schools would support that, because we think it's important that as it's an issue that's going to affect the youth, it should be them that are leading on these issues and really speaking out against climate change or other environmental issues.
Okay, and following on from that, so that was sort of mobilising students. The next level up is how to improve teachers' awareness or participation in climate change teaching. And the problem with the curriculum as it is now even is that many teachers aren't aware of how to teach how to teach climate change, even if it is in the curriculum. They don't know how to go about it because they haven't got the knowledge. So we've suggested climate change being an important part of all teacher training.
My glasses prohibit me from reading this next one.
So this one is effective funding for climate and sustainability education professionals and resources in all regions across the UK. So like there's amazing organisations currently working on it, and there's amazing resources out there, but they're not very well connected and they're not very well funded, and funding has been cut massively. So having specific professionals working on it and providing better support for them so that can go into schools regularly and provide the sort of specialist support that teachers need to be able to teach it effectively, that would be a really amazing thing.
I think Also, on a sort of very pupil-led point of view, is really engaging to see where climate change is actually affected. So therefore, sort of an idea of international twinning with climate vulnerable communities. So for instance, schools could see climate change from both the theory and hear about the effects, and then actually sort of emotionally connect and physically connect with another group who are experiencing those issues.
It's the top one, that's full fund, so our golden goal would be to have full funding for a climate change or green professional who is placed in every school across the country to both lead and support teachers in teaching climate change, both within the formal curriculum and formal lessons and extracurricular activities. And that could be from ages 5 to 18. You should never underestimate the power of children to learn.
There's already amazing teachers that dedicate loads of time that they're probably most of the time not paid to do to help pupils lead and to like really inspire action. And I think it'd be great if that was recognised better and made maybe either a full-time role for a full-time member of staff, or maybe split between 2 teachers that keep teaching and have a lot of time sort of paid to dedicate to it. It would be great if they were best supported and integrated in the community better.
Yeah, okay, the last thing on there is the idea of installing a solar panel on every school, which I think is more of a symbolic thing than a perhaps actual goal, but the idea of having that physical, kind of practical, doing something practical for every school, and then using that to be integrated into the curriculum as well. So the idea of using the data from that in math lessons.
And like it's already been seen how like solar schools and schools that already have solar panels they're centres in it. Like schools are the centre of their community across Great Britain, and this is like having these sorts of practical manifestations of responses to climate change are definitely the best way of mobilising community and helping community understand how it can change effectively and respond together to the climate crisis.